Overcorrecting is dangerous and also, surprisingly, common mistake. Hello and welcome to Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus. I'm Jane Ubel, and with me today is veteran crash investigator and driver safety expert Mike Pehl, who is going to give us insights on how to correct an overcorrection. But of course, before he does that, I'm handing things over to Natasha Johnson to let us know about the student observation that triggered this episode. Natasha?
Yeah, so today we have Adam from Woodbury, and he says, when my mom was in college, she went on a road trip with her friends, and she was the one driving. She looked down to change the music, and when she looked up, she realized that she went over the line. She overcorrected the car and she flipped it. Luckily, no one died, but there were a few injuries, and the car was totaled. It was a really good learning experience, and she is a really good defensive driver now.
Well, Adam, wow. Okay, your mom's lucky to be alive. Okay. So let me ask everybody out there this. Why is it that we, the driver, want to get distracted in the car to change a radio station when we have somebody right next to us that could easily change it and it affects nobody's driving? Hmm. Where did we ever come up with that idea? But we all do it, right?
Mhm.
You as a driver, you got someone sitting right there. You don't say, "Hey, change the station." No, we go, "Doot, doot, doot." We say, just doot, 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 and your steering wheel, boom, boom, boom. But then you look at the station. So all that. But anyway, good enrichment. Adam, good question to ask your parents. Overcorrecting is a very dangerous thing. We all of us smarter, safer drivers are in the middle of this because what happens if that overcorrection comes across the center line at you? So just so you know, let's go back and talk about roads first. Okay. Your roads are tapered. So I'll just take a piece of paper here. Your roads are tapered like this. So if you notice, all roads are like this. When your car is on your side, you're tilted a little bit. So if I take my eye off the front of the car or off the road, I will drift down to the ditch. Okay. If you're going into a curve to the left, you will automatically go to the ditch to the right. And that's where most of the overcorrection rollovers happen when you do a curve to the left. Okay. And then there's the curve to the right, where it's very, very dangerous for the oncoming car because your momentum's going right into oncoming traffic. And just so you know, if you don't look across the curve when you're coming into a left curve, if you don't look across to see who you're meeting, you need to start doing that. Because if they blow a left front tire at the time they get to you, that car is coming right at you. And you always remember, we teach, you always need to know the ditch is your best friend. Where are you going? Are you going to roll your car if you go into the ditch? Rolling your car is better off than having a head-on collision, especially that one, because that one collapses all the driver's air spot pocket right there. It's a very, very bad crash. So you need to always be looking at that defensive part. But now let's get back to Adam's mom. Okay. She looked up and all of a sudden she was off the road. So when you go off the side of the road, if it's an older road that hasn't had its shoulder restored, where they brought in fresh gravel, then there's a railroad track thing. Your tire gets caught on that. Okay. And then when we fall off that and you panic and you turn sharp, what happens is your tire is actually jading or just skidding on the gravel, on the rocks. Okay, because it's not solid ground, it's loose. But your tires are radial tires, so a radial tire will give side to side. They're softer. Okay. So as soon as that tire gets to the edge and grabs it and you've overcorrected, you actually flip the car. Now, if you are smart enough to not have your seatbelt on, did you get that? If you don't have your seatbelt on, you are going to get thrown out of that car almost always. If that car rolls 3 times or more, you are done. You will not stay in that car. You're going out the back window. You're going to be injected into the face first into a tree, the pavement. The problem is if you go out a side window, which normally the driver does, you only get partially ejected, and the car just keeps banging you every time it rolls and slams you down. It's a vicious, vicious hit. And usually, if you only get partially ejected, you're not breathing when the paramedics get there. So, you know what? I tell you this because I want you to think of how painful that would be and how what a devastation it is because it is plain right stupid to not have your seatbelt on. It's just dumb. You're killing nobody but yourself. I don't know. I don't know how you want to say it, but I'm a big seatbelt advocate. I've been there forever. I've seen the crashes. I've seen the outcome of it. I've seen the families get destroyed always. So, um, like I say, that is a bad correction. Don't take your eye off the front of the car for more than a second, and you're never going to end up off the road. All right. And we don't take our eye off the road. We don't look at billboards. We don't look out at the country, the fall colors, whatever. We don't get distracted in a car when we're in a momentum turn. You just don't do that. Okay. Because that is what creates the first problem right there. Remember this, if you're looking forward, you can't hit nothing because you're steering your car. Something can hit you, but if something's coming at you and you're looking forward, you get to defend against that, which means you get to use all the defensive driving materials we have given to do what? Save you and the people in your car, which are your responsibility. So it all makes sense. But if you do ever go off the road, here's what you do. If you go off the edge of that, it sounds bad. It makes a lot of noise. You think your car is going to fall apart because it's bouncing, and that's why you roll your cars because you want to fight it and get it out of there right away. Oh my gosh, I went off the road. I got to get back on. And you don't do that, especially on a left curve. All right. You leave your car rolling on that dirt. You take your foot off the accelerator. We do not brake. Your foot, let your car start to slow down. You do maintain until you get around that curve and start to straighten out. Then slowly bring that car back up on the road. And you will say, wow, that's really cool. Thank you, Mike. But if you fight it, you're going to go for a ride. And, great thing, Adam. Great question to ask Mom. And Mom, I'm glad you're a defensive driver now because it took this to make you pay attention. So,
Right. That was wonderful. Well, thanks,
yes.
Mike, for that. And this is, we thank you all for joining us on today's program. And if you learned something, don't keep it to yourself. Spread your new knowledge to your friends and family, and so that others may benefit from this driving lesson. And I appreciate you, Mike, and all your wisdom as we help others on the road. And we also want to thank all of you who are supporting our mission by watching these and spreading the word. And if you want to find more episodes of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is YouTube.com/Drive Safe, Ride Safe 1, the number, not the word. And if you have any questions, you can email us at info@drivesaferidesafe.com. Or if you want to learn more about our driver ed programs and resources, go to our website at drivesaferidesafe.com. We even have a great tips and tricks of how to pass your test on the first try. And it's a great one for a student who maybe is a little nervous about taking the driver's course or driver's license test. And this will help you calm down and pass. And until next time, always remember to
Drive safe, lost my count.
Ride safe.
.com.
Pay attention, Mike.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.